President Trump's August 1st tariff deadline, well, check your calendars. It's fast approaching. It's tomorrow, and the administration is working to lock in last-minute deals. Just last night, the president announced a 15% tariff on South Korean imports. Trump's top trade advisor, Pete Navarro, joined the takeout yesterday to explain the reason behind tariffs. Listen.
The reason why we put tariffs on products from countries is because they cheat, full stop, okay? And when they cheat, products come in, they steal our jobs, they shut down our factories, wages go down. So the logic of tariffs is to stop that.
CBS News Chief White House correspondent Nancy Cordes joins us now from the White House with more on this. Nancy, good morning. So let's think back for a moment. In April, the president said when he announced this threat that it was in an effort to secure 90 deals in 90 days. Here we are, Nancy. How did the administration do?
Well, they were off by about 80 deals. Last I checked, they had established frameworks with 7 or 8 countries, and the rest, the president has said, will simply get a letter or find out tomorrow what their new interest rate is, tariff rate rather, is going to be, which is a nod to the reality that these negotiations take time. And even the countries that the U.S. has now established deals with, and you've got them up there on the screen right now, or just simply announced what their new rate is going to be. In the case of Brazil, obviously Brazil did not agree to a 50% tariff rate. Even those agreements are frameworks, and a lot of the fine print still has to be worked out.
And Nancy, according to the Treasury, tariff revenue was more than $27 billion last month. Sounds like a big number, but can you put that into context? How does that compare to previous months?
Well, it's about 3 times higher than the same month last year. So the U.S. is definitely bringing more tariff revenue in, because remember, even as we await the president's final tariff numbers, he did impose those 10% tariffs on virtually every country a couple of months ago. So revenue is increasing. It is coming in. It's going to the U.S. Treasury. And the president has even floated the possibility of sending rebate checks to Americans, several $100s, as a result of the new tariff revenue that's coming in. Keep in mind that because of the big, beautiful bill and the fact that income taxes are going to be lower or remain lower for a lot of Americans, that's revenue that is not going into the Treasury. And so we wait to see if Congress is going to get on board with that, or whether a lot of members of his own party will say, actually, we'd rather see that revenue go towards debt reduction instead.
Yeah, and if we think, Nancy, to why the administration says it's doing this tariff push, they say they want to push businesses to build in the U.S., to build American and to help fortify the American economy. However, critics have said it's going to cost Americans more in the interim, and it would take years to build these factories. So help us understand Fresh News CBS News polling, which actually looks into how Americans feel about things overall economically.
So the polling shows that many Americans anticipate that prices are going to go up. You had the lion's share of Americans saying they're either going to keep their spending on discretionary items steady or reduce it in the coming months, because they do expect that prices are going to go higher. And we got some fresh evidence today that they are right. New inflation data from last month shows that inflation rose for the 2nd month in a row, inching back up, which is something that the Federal Reserve Chair had warned against just yesterday when he said that's why they're not lowering interest rates right now, because they are worried that higher tariffs will mean higher prices for consumers. This White House continues to insist that it is going to be foreign countries that absorb these new higher tariff rates. But what the Fed chair argued was just the opposite, Errol. He said that the data shows that right now it's American companies that are absorbing a lot of that increase, but that over time they are likely to pass more and more of that cost onto American consumers.
Yeah, and it looks like most of the people we surveyed agree with that. A majority, 51%, saying they plan to make fewer optional purchases in the months ahead. Tells you everything you need to know about how people feel about their money and their wallets. Nancy Cordes, great to chat with you. Thank you very much.